What's up, humans, and welcome to a new Psicoactivo. Happy Friday, everybody. I just finished a live stream with the crew at the night shift. Doomer Friday. It got really doomy, so apologies for that. It's always fun when I talk to all of those guys. I consider them the crew. So we're forming something really special, I think. And there are a lot of things that I think are going to be good for the overall movement that are coming from us. More on that later. But today, this video is going to be about something that I've been thinking about for a while, ever since Congresswoman Luna appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience. And even before that, I've been talking about her cryptic and religious posts and the fact that people from the Republican side of the UFO topic seem to be convinced that this topic is related to religion, specifically to Christianity. They talk about angels, they talk about demons, and there is a clear, evident division there between people who believe in UFOs, but they have different interpretations of them. And this just splattered into the whole movement right after that interview Luna did with Rogan. She spoke about many things that she believes to understand. Honestly, I don't think she does. And it's very clear since she started this secrets task force that there was an evident bias there that was going to be in favor of the administration. Whatever had happened with the Epstein files, there was absolutely no way that she was going to affect the sitting president by whatever she disclosed. And that's become pretty evident from everything that's happened since she started the task force. And since she started the task force, it's also very evident that she doesn't really have any real power to make any real change. I applaud her. And just to be clear about this, I applaud her for being involved in the UFO topic and for making the hearings happen. I think the hearings were a good step in the right direction. But there's also this bias thing that is very evident. And something happened with Matt Laslo, the congressional reporter from A Pol, that I think exposed all of this bias. And it's really sad to see that the only truly unbiased congressional reporter on UFOs, I think Joe Khalil also is unbiased, but Lasslo is very outspoken when it comes to government corruption and just like politicians being inept at their job. He doesn't care. He says it like it is, and I applaud him for that. I always have. And I thought that there was like a really good back and forth between them, despite how honest Lasslo is, because he truly doesn't have a filter when it comes to that. He will tell them to their face if they're fucking up, and he often does it. And I've seen him criticize pretty much everybody from the congressional side, and they always respond to his questions. But something happened with Luna right after the hearings, and I just want to take you through the timeline. Yeah. So Lasslo wasn't at the hearings, and I even put out a tweet trying to make people aware that he was MIA. So what happened was that Lasslo got really sick. He got the flu, and he will explain to you in a clip that I'm going to show to you guys from a recent interview he did what happened exactly. But Lasslo is a congressional reporter, but he is also a journalism professor at Johns Hopkins University. And I would say he's one of the best at the job. He has very strict rules when it comes to journalism, as any journalist should have. Because if you're a journalist, the very first rule that you need to understand is that you need to be the voice that speaks truth to power, and that you need to be always unbiased. and you need to be always impartial. And this is something that has become a real issue in not just the UFO topic, but every topic in general, all around the world, but especially in American politics. There really is no unbiased media outlet right now that is like mainstream. The only unbiased, truly unbiased media outlets right now are independent ones. That's just how it works. It's really unfortunate, but that's the way it works. And with Laslo, that is something that pretty much every one of us appreciate, that he's always impartial. He always tells you what's going on. And when he has to be loud about something that he doesn't fuck with, he will tell you about it. He was always upfront about that. And when he missed the hearing, there was criticism from Luna against him. She shamed him for that. And something that didn't sit well with Lasslo is that Luna was using this skiff flu excuse to criticize people like Lou Elizondo, like Christopher Mellon. The people that are against Lou will instantly say that anybody talking about a different narrative than this one that they support against Lou Elizondo is part of the Lou Elizondo crew. That is absolutely not the case. In my case, for example, I don't talk to Lou. I don't want to interview him because I don't trust him. He's done enough things for me to realize that he's just not trustworthy. And that is something that I've told people in my channel multiple times. I know that Matt Laslo tries to respect everyone, but he also sees all the inconsistencies with Lou Elizondo. So he pretty much always stays away from that. His thing is congressional reporting. Lou is not a congressman. Lou is not a senator. He's not a politician. So he stays away from that. But it all started there with Luna attacking Lou for the skiff flu. And then Luna translated that shaming to Lasslo, or she tried to. Then Lasslo did an op ed where he was abundantly clear about how he feels with Luna and with the incompetence that she's shown when it comes to this topic. And I've seen it progress over time because I've been covering Laslo's work for a while. The thing is, Lasslo became very desperate and really fed up with him going to politicians, congresspeople mostly, asking a question, and then they answer the question, and then they go in public through their channels and say the exact opposite of what they told Lasslo, or do the exact opposite of what they told Lasslo. And Lasslo was increasingly more fed up, and you could see it through his reporting at Ascapol. There are many different headlines that he purposely did on his website calling this shit out. And I always applaud him for that. And apparently, that op ed that he wrote about Luna exposing the incompetence that she's shown for months now, that's what's didn't sit well with her. Let me just show you what the whole origin of this is, and the very unfortunate statement from Luna that could be a real problem. And it sadly paints a picture of how politicized and politically biased ufology is slowly becoming. And I say slowly, kind of half joking, because it's been happening consistently. And it's not just politics, it's also religion. Ufology has been slowly been contaminated by political bias and religious bias. That's just the reality. And right now, as things stand over the last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of events that have polarized this whole sphere even more than it was. And there's a lot of people within ufology that are now showing their true colors. They claim to be unbiased in their reporting and in their analysis of whatever ufology is. But now, with the political climate as it is right now, they have shown their true colors, and they're starting to infect the topic with their political bias and their religious views. That's just the way it's been going. And I sadly think that Luna is part of it because she is a Republican. She is part of the administration. She is very religious, and she is now insinuating that if there is a journalist or a media outlet that is not saying nice things about her, they're not gonna allow them to speak, or they're gonna just cancel them for it. That sounds like censorship. And I do applaud Matt Laslo for the way in which he reacted to this, because it was a very unfortunate, as a journalist, you see things like this, and it's very unfortunate to see, because this is a politician that should, on paper, treat every single journalist the same way, even if that journalist is critical of them, because that's what journalism is about. You can't just allow a single side that says nice things about you and not allow the other side that doesn't say nice things about you, because politicians are not perfect by any means. They all make mistakes. They're human. We all make mistakes. We're human. And if they can't take criticism, that's a mistake. And I think that people that are involved in ufology, starting with politicians, if they have a political bias and they're adhering it to their work in ufology, I think they should just take a break from ufology altogether and then come back when they're not as on edge as they seem to be right now. Because I know last week's events, Charlie Kirk's assassination and that murder inside a train of that Ukrainian woman, that really dialed things up in the political sphere in America. And I think that it is affecting ufology effectively, because it did radicalize a lot of people that were already radicalized, and it just dialed it up to 11. That's just what it is. So let me show you the video in question and the tweet in question, because it's very unfortunate. So this is the Ask A Pol account, and it says, is UAP caucus under new gag rule? And I quote, as a result of the nature of our investigations, we're not going to be dropping any leaks into whatever else we're doing. Secrets Task Force Chair Luna exclusively tells Ask A Pol on 1 week after leading UAP transparency hearing. Interactive political journalism. Listen to Luna yourself at our Ask A Pol UAP's Substack. So here it is.
You're sinister. How are you, ma'am? How do you think last week's hearing went?
How do you think it went? You said it wasn't going to be good.
I didn't say anything. I was sick as a dog. Y'all didn't want to hear me. Where do you guys go from here?
You'll have to see on notice. Says, hey guys.
Right. But like, investigation, go to military contractors.
We're not, as a result of the nature of our investigations, we're not going to be dropping any leads into whatever else we're doing. But we're making progress.
Do you think the interrogatories are gonna wake up a couple agencies?
Okay, no, that's perfectly fine. I just wanted to check.
We'll let you know our next moves publicly here soon.
But like,
yeah.
Without
we have to go. We have to rush. I'm sorry.
Do your thing, man.
Thank you.
I'm gonna still ask you the boss questions. Y'all can run. You guys, what were you saying, Madam Chair? You guys aren't gonna be talking a lot. We have to go.
Yeah.
No.
We'll be publicly releasing all the information.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good one.
This is the video in question, and then I'll show you the reactions.
What were you saying, Madam Chair? You guys aren't going to be talking a lot.
We have to go.
Yeah. No.
We'll be publicly releasing all the information that we're doing shortly.
Yeah. Thank you.
So Luna is clearly angry there, and Lasslo knows why that is, because he wrote that op-ed criticizing her role in all of this and the incompetence that she's shown, because there is clear incompetence, even though she's also been doing good work with the hearings and all that, but there isn't real power that she has. There's not. The ones that have it are Speaker Johnson and James Comer, and they're not giving it to her. And she knows this. She perfectly knows this. So that was basically what essentially happened. The thing is, Luna responded, and that's where I take serious issue with her response. Let me tell you why. She responded to this from Matt Laslo when he apologized. She said, "Respect is a two-way street. You should think about how you treat people. Try being more professional. Temper tantrums won't get you info. Had you not talked poorly of me, maybe I would have talked to you. From now on, I will be sharing info directly with public. No need to tell press first scoop." This is arguably the most lack of awareness I've seen from a UAP caucus member on how journalism should work. Because had you not talked poorly of me, kind of sounds like she's telling Matt Laslo, you need to say nice things about me, even though you're the press, or I won't talk to the press. And now she's like stonewalling the press altogether because she's making a generalization of it. This is really unfortunate because this is exactly what's going on in politics right now. And it kind of feels to me like Luna is like on edge with everything that's happening politically outside of ufology. And she's translating it to ufology with this statement. Because the press is not supposed to say nice things about you all the time, especially about politicians. That's not how journalism works. And I don't know if you guys have the same feeling, but that's how I think journalism should work. And I know there's a lot of people in favor of Luna and they support what she's been doing. I think she's been doing good work in many aspects of ufology, but I think she's dead wrong in how she's dealing with this. And just look at Laslo's response. And I think this is probably the best response that she's going to get because it's really unfortunate. Lasslo says, "We're cool, calm, and focused. We want answers. Or for y'all to just read one UAP story a month so you can pretend to still care about the topic. What changed? You used to stand for UAP transparency, but now you blacklist DC's only UAP outlet? Heroic. And we know Matt Laslo can be an ass. Sorry, it stings. Here, if you ever need a shoulder to cry on, or we're happy to send our interns your way, or are you going to run from them too? Wild idea. Stop trolling, teasing, and failing our Ask A Pol community. You have a gavel. Put your phone down already." Holy shit, Laslo. And I know Matt Laslo. He's been on the show like 5 times. He's going to be on soon again. I know the way he speaks can be misconstrued as maybe rude to some people, but I think he's just matter-of-factly, and he just doesn't beat around the bush, and he's a no bullshit kind of guy. I think he's been respectful. He just telling it like it is, and Luna just doesn't like the truth because that's what's happening. But just to show you a little bit more of what's going on, Matt Laslo was just on Observer of Anomalous Objects show to talk about this because, as I told you, this stems from the previous Joe Rogan Experience appearance Luna had. And she came at Lou Elizondo. There was a whole scene about it. I didn't really report on it because I didn't think it was worth it because it felt like drama. It felt like manufactured drama, which is something that a large portion of the UFO community loves to do. They love to report on manufactured drama. But this specific case with Lasslo, this hurts journalism in general. This is a media analysis case that needs to be looked at closely because it deals with censorship and it shouldn't happen. And just so you can hear what Lasslo has to say, here it is.
You know, and I'm not anti-Luna in any way, shape, or form. I'm just trying to point out some things that she said. The other thing that she did, I think, is terrible, is what she said to you, Matt. She's basically saying, "I'm not going to talk to you anymore because you," and I'm suspecting the reason being is that, you know, you brought up some questions. People had issues with the hearing, and all you did was your job, right?
But so yes and no. Like, listen, go to askapoluaps.com and listen to our exchange. We put out, because I'm a media professor. I know that the media, we've lost all credibility. So what is askapol.com? It's literally taking all of you inside the Capitol to see the bullshit yourself. Like, I want you to smell how stinky both parties are. And this is like the most perfect example. And so the other tweet thread I hope to do this weekend is literally all of the times Luna has given, like we had to do 2 retractions at Ask a Pol UAP last year. And they were both because Luna, like we literally, or pardon me, I think so far this year. And they're literally because I made the mistake of publishing Chairwoman Luna's thoughts as if she knew anything about the issue, cared about the issue. Like, she literally has not been conversant on the topic at all. And so, like, seeing her frustration, and I think you all, again, go listen to the audio. I think Luna's frustration, and it could have just been, I let her vent for those 2 minutes, and then I come back in a week, and I'm supplicant, and I just like, go from another angle and get her to say words again. But I was like, no. I'm going to burn this bridge with my source, because sources don't mislead me and my audience. She has. Sources are trusted. She's that. And so, like, and also, I gave her my phone number in DMs. She started DMing me a couple of weeks ago. I may remove something from past UAP posts, but maybe it was end of July, ahead of August recess. Started DMing me. I dropped everything, as Chairwoman Luna knows. And within 5 minutes, your concerns were completely scrubbed from Ask a Pol, because your concerns are political and meaningless and da-da-da. Like, hey, not going to get into it, but she made a foolish freshman mistake of parading about with, why is that picture public? Because you walked down the Capitol steps, man. But I gave it to her. It was bullshit, but I gave it to her. I don't care. Yes, whatever you want, Chairwoman Luna. I gave it to you. Also, in that DM thread, I gave you my phone number. Last night, I DM'd you, Chairwoman Luna. I apologized on behalf of the ad hominem attacks coming from some people who follow me or follow you.
Because, and this is very important, because when you're dealing with this type of stuff, politicians like Luna are muscled in many ways because they're part of a political party, and they have to respond ultimately to the political party, to the sitting president. And Matt Laslo understands this, and in no way, shape, or form has he been using ad hominem attacks or attacking her. He's just been telling the truth of what's been going on and how powerless she has presented herself, because it's true. And I'm sure she feels frustrated by a lot of the things that she hasn't been able to do, that she promised, but she hasn't been able to do, despite probably and more than likely being shown a lot of material and testimony and evidence that she can't share in public because she's not allowed to. And this is something that I take issue with too. You can't just go and attack somebody like Luna, for example, other than just point out how incompetent she has been. And that's not an attack. That's just the reality, because she's not allowed to do a lot of things. She's just confined within a certain parameter, and she can't go past that because she doesn't have the power. And this is something that Lasslo understands perfectly well. And that's why he's trying to be empathetic. And that's why he apologized to her for the ad hominem attacks, which are very consistent and we condemned here. And Lasslo does too. But also Lasslo is going to tell it like it is.
this is nothing personal. I'm so sorry, Chairwoman, that you took it personally. Like, I'm
That's
sorry.
a good question, Matt.
This is Washington, D.C. I'm a master's level professor. I have trained Trump press secretaries, who I saw last night on Fox, in the same room that I've trained the political directors of huge progressive organizations. First day of class, you know what I do? Walk in there, slam the door shut, and I say, your fucking politics stays out there. We're here to talk history and reality. And then boom, we get past the bipartisan BS, or pardon me, the hyper-partisan BS. And so like, yeah, I get where Luna's coming from this internet era where she tweets a good game, doesn't feel any need, because she's not a swamp creature. She feels no need to back it up. She just goes, oh, so like, if you listen to audio, she comes at me pretty hot and heavy, just literally rolling her eyes at me, being like, you weren't there. You didn't even show up to my hearing. Ma'am, I'm a reporter. Guess what? I'm kind of the reason you had that hearing, because Ask the Pol UAP, we're the only UAP outlet. We're the only people. I'm the only person asking these damn questions in this Congress. Joe Ko, he is a little bit, but like, I'm there. And so like, I understand that you ran from me in the halls of Congress since January. And I get that every interview has been awkward for you, ma'am, because you don't even know the most basic stuff about the latest public whistleblower, Matthew Brown. Like, you're not even conversing in that. And so I've given you a pass at least half a dozen times, which I'm now going to publish all those interviews. You come after me, ma'am. Come after me all you want. I'm still going to be here asking simple questions that you don't have to answer to. And so back to your question, she literally called me out for being sick. She's like, you didn't even show up, ma'am. And I wrote her a note in our last post. I'm like, hey, you want me there next time? Give me a bucket, because I will gladly puke live on C-SPAN every 20 minutes, because that's what I did. That's what I did during your hearing. If you want me to show up, I'll puke on your dais.
Get everybody the flu,
Madam Chair. But like, why are you shaming people for being sick?
Right. Well, here's a question, Matt.
But wait. For one, I'm a professor. I have a rule for my students, and they're master's students. So some of them are older than me, some younger. My rule is, if you're like, you 100% attendance policy, you be there or you get knocked. Boom, done. That's rule number one. Rule number two is, if you have the sniffles, you are not allowed in my classroom.
Right. Exactly.
We have jobs, and you're not going to get us sick.
Right.
So the fact that Luna now has used this like new BS to shame witnesses, then to shame the only UAP publication in Washington, like, ma'am, it's okay to be sick, and literally, like, whatever your complaint is, oh, that I wasn't there. Guess what? You know what I do during UAP hearings? I stand in the hallway. You wouldn't have even known if I was there. I listen to it on C-SPAN, and then I wait for you lawmakers to leave, and I ask you serious questions, because your questions in your 5 minutes are all BS. Luna, you have told me that you can't talk about bodies that you and Matt Gaetz saw. You told me that 2 years ago. You have the chairwoman, and oh, you haven't had a hearing on the bodies you saw? Ma'am, you're a liar. Because guess what? You're either a liar or you just neutered yourself. You've made yourself impotent as a federal lawmaker, as a chairwoman. Because either you saw bodies with Matt Gaetz at a Florida Air Force base, like, where's the hearing you promised us last year? You said you were going to do a field hearing. Now you're the actual chair, and crickets. Oh, is that because you've been rendered powerless by Speaker Johnson and Chair Comer? Like, whatever world you live in, Luna, God bless you. Again, you trained your staffers. Yeah, left and right. And so, like, this Congress, there's no UAP caucus. What do we see party leaders do? After the last Congress, we had amazing historic gains on this topic. There were 3 public hearings, numerous skip briefings on this issue. Then Luna becomes chairwoman of a secret task force with a mandate to go after American secrets. And they had to cancel a public hearing. She can't get witnesses in a skip. Man, I think that's all on you. Because literally, my DMs are full of people saying they're willing to testify, but that they don't trust you.
Mine too, Matt. Holy shit, bro. That was good. Shout out to Dale from the Observer of Anomalous Objects channel, which does really good work. I've seen a couple of their live streams and they do really good work. It was a great interview, great timing too. I'm going to leave a link in the description so you guys can check that out. So yeah, there's the issue. It's really unfortunate that this happened, and it's really unfortunate that Congresswoman Luna doesn't seem to understand that journalists are not supposed to say nice things about you all the time. If you make mistakes, they're gonna call them out, as Lasslo is doing right now. And I fully support Lasslo, obviously. And I do see, and I have been looking at everything she's been doing for this entire year, and all those inconsistencies, they're very real. And if she is now saying that she's not going to be open with the press about this as she used to be, that is very unfortunate. We hope that she can change her mind, and that she understands that in a free society, the press is supposed to speak truth to power. They're not supposed to give you flowers all the time. That's not a free society, in my understanding. Shout out, Matt, for everything you do, man. It's a shame that it had to go this way. I can't wait to see whatever you drop that you've been keeping. Can't wait. And I'll see you soon, because you're going to be on the channel and we're going to go deep on this. But thank you for your work, man. Let me know what you think in the comments about all of this. It's unfortunate, I know, but it had to be covered as an analysis. This is not just news for this one. There's an analysis and a little bit of an opinion from me, because I'm a media analyst, and I also have a channel about this, and I'm also a media outlet about this. And I've been looking at Luna's activity for a while now, every congressperson who's involved in this. And yeah, there are many inconsistencies. It's just that. Let me know what you think. If you like the content you see, I'm going to ask you to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. That's all you need to do in order to help us, and it is what helps us the most, so thank you. But if you want to support us in other ways, there's a few links down there you can choose from. You can become a member on YouTube, or you can support us through KGRA. Anything you choose to do is always appreciated, so thank you. That's it for me today on this video, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, stay curious and inquisitive like Matt Laslo. Always. Bye.